All right, guys, welcome back. I'm excited to be here. I had a fantastic heart health convention this weekend with FAARM, Anti-Aging Regenerative Medicine in Newport Beach, California. And the entire symposium is heart health. What to do now to prevent you being on 10 different medications and having strokes and heart attacks, which is definitely epidemic in the United States. So tune in, and we're going to go over some simple steps on how to, every day, prevent a long-term problem in the future. Easy things we can do on a daily basis now to prevent heart problems in the future. That's what anti-aging is all about, okay? So we talked last week in depth about safety, efficacy of supplementation and supplements. And I think I drove the nail home that if you're not buying from those companies that I talked about, you're probably wasting your money or doing more harm than good, or best case scenario, you're just wasting money. So I want to make sure that as we progress through all these little lectures that I talk about in the anti-aging world, that I'm not just trying to sell you something. I want results, okay? We want pharmacological results out of your berberine. And you can't get it from food because our foods are stripped, and I'll talk about that. You can't get these pharmacologic effects out of low doses, and a lot of times they're misbranded cheap brands. Are not going anywhere. So just refer back to my last episode, and I really want you to read that pamphlet to show you that the DEA actually found sawdust in some of these supplements, okay? So just drive it home. Now, 3 simple steps that we're going to go over the next 3 episodes that if you do on a daily basis, then you're going to prevent heart disease, okay? You're going to give yourself the best opportunity to not have a heart attack and stroke with simple little things. First, supplements. There are a ton of good pharmaceutical-grade supplements and medical-grade foods that can push your numbers around so your MD will be happy, okay? If you have dyslipidemia, we need to get your LDL down. We need to get your HDL up, and we need to drop your triglycerides. That is kind of a deadly cocktail if you have dyslipidemia. You got bad cholesterol, very, very low density lipoproteins that are causing sticky plaques in your, when people have these heart attacks, it's usually dyslipid people. There's always a genetic component to this stuff. You could have familial hypercholesterolemia, and even if I give you Crestor, it's not going to help because you have a genetic predisposition to heart problems. But you'll probably know that because you had a primary relative in their 20s or 30s that had a severe heart attack. I'm talking about the rest of us that don't have these genetic SNPs, okay? Now, if you have dyslipidemia, we're going to have to go over a regimen that takes care of LDL, takes care of triglycerides, takes care of HDL, and then focuses on pliability of your arteries, making sure they can open and close when you're stressed or your blood pressure goes up, to keep your blood pressure down, okay? And also anti-inflammatories, and then blood sugar. So I'm going to put together a pack, because if I tell you to go out and buy it, you're not going to do it. Call me, email me, and when we go over those supplements, I'm going to say, what was your readings? Here, buy these 4 things and I'll ship it to you. Auto ship every month, and you're going to take those. Now, next is going to be diet. Unbelievably important, okay? In 1950, every 10 years, we do these tests on human beings just to see where they're at on their diet and their exercise output, okay? In 1950, from all the way to 2010, we are at about a 450 positive caloric intake where we were back when our grandparents, you know, during the 40s and 50s. And that's because our food is so processed, it is more calorie dense. We're eating more calorie dense food. Back then, they were killing an animal, eating it on the table, and eating the vegetables out of the yard. Okay, if you are on that type of diet, you can tell it's hard to get filled up and you're hungry all the time. But hey, that's I'm not saying to be hungry, I'm just saying nowadays you eat these really complex carbohydrates, processed foods, you're stuffed. Dude, that's bad, okay? We're gonna have a whole episode on a modified Mediterranean diet, a modified paleo diet, or a vegan diet. I'm gonna go through the benefits of each one, comparing it to a traditional American diet, which is terrible. Okay? No more processed foods. I'm going to break it down in 5 minutes and you'll be able to follow it and you can take pieces of everyone. I don't believe in a total vegan. I don't believe in a total Mediterranean or a total paleo. Okay? We need to look at kidneys. We need to look at liver. We need to see how you're assimilating foods. This is going to be simple and you'll be able to follow it. Then I'm going to go over exercise. Another reason why we're gaining weight, and in 1940, heart attacks and cardiovascular disease wasn't the #1 killer, even though we were eating more fat, is because we were also working in the yard more. We were more gregarian. So just waking up in the morning, the calorie deficit from 1940 to 2010 is 240 kilocalories. So think about the positive caloric intake from calorie-dense foods that we're getting now that we didn't have in 1940, of about 350 to 450. And then the negative impact of sitting on our butts all day at our jobs because we don't have to do anything in the yard anymore. That's 550, 600 calories that our grandparents were negative every day that we're positive. We're going to get that back in order, guys. You're going to eat better. We're going to get these supplements that are going to give the anti-inflammatory, blood sugar lowering, and get your cholesterol where it needs to be. And then I'm going to get a simple exercise routine. On the day you mow your yard, you don't have to exercise. You're putting enough energy out to take care of it. Something as simple as that. Mow your neighbor's yard. That takes care of 2 days a week. But we'll go over a simple little workout regimen. I'm not talking about CrossFit. I'm not talking about ultra marathoners. I'm talking about 30, 45 minutes of something simple that you can do. Get to know your spouse again and get off your phone, you know? So, hey, I'm going to do this. We're going to go over this the next week, and we're going to go diet, nutrition, and the supplements that I send you every month, and then you're not going to have to worry about this heart. You're not going to have to worry about blood sugar. Okay? That's what we're going to do. I'm excited for you. I got such good literature that we went over on primary studies that are showing that this works, okay? Good to see you. I'll see you next week.